It was like pop, 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 and then it stopped for a second, and you heard pop, 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 pop.
Michael Dunn told investigators he felt threatened at a gas station.
I was in fear for my life.
Davis was hit at least twice.
That should never have happened.
It's just so hard because I miss him so much.
Thought he saw a gun, so he pulled his own weapon and started shooting.
You know, there's a lot of him and that and that. And then the music comes back on. I thought it was a shotgun. And he goes, "You're dead," and he opens his door. I really didn't know that I was being charged with murder and attempted murder. That sucks.
All right, it's the next big trial. It begins Monday with jury selection, and you saw the defendant there. He's a, middle-aged white guy who shot and killed an unarmed teenage African-American young man, okay? So race is part of this case, folks. Take a look. On the right-hand side is the victim. On the left-hand side is the defendant. Sometimes the roles are reversed, and it's the other way around. But it's always an issue. Race will be part of this case. Need I remind you of the way race impacted some other big cases with the juries? Do you remember Rodney King? You remember who Rodney King was? Rodney King, his jury. Where is it? 4 white LAPD officers charged with excessive force. Rodney King, African-American. That jury, 10 white, 1 Asian, 1 Hispanic. The verdict, not guilty. How about the O.J. Simpson case? O.J. Simpson, you know him, he's African-American. The 2 victims were white. Jury of 12, 8 African-Americans, 2 of mixed race, 1 white, 1 Hispanic. That verdict, not guilty. Then we just got to go back to last year, George Zimmerman. You remember that case. George Zimmerman, half white, half Hispanic, murder trial. His victim, young African-American. That jury, 5 white, 1 Hispanic, not guilty. Race matters, folks. Whether you want to avoid it or admit it, either way, it will impact jury selection in the Michael Dunn case on Monday. Let me bring in jury consultant and author of his upcoming book, Acquittal, Richard Gabriel, joining me live from Los Angeles. He is one of the best, if not the best, jury consultant out there. Ask Casey Anthony about that. Okay, Richard, race. Race. Is this jury selection process, I don't want to say entirely of race, because I know there's other factors that everyone considers, but is it the biggest factor?
It is one of the biggest and most primary factors. In fact, you have all the familiar issues, Vinnie, in this same case. You've got race, you've got guns, you've got stand your ground, and you also have Angela Corey, who was in the Zimmerman case. I would be really surprised if on Monday you just didn't have jurors that were asked, how did you feel about the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin case? Because it has become the lightning rod and the template, and as we've cited in all those other cases, race does matter because it dictates your life experience and your attitudes, and that's just a fact of life.
All right, so let me ask you, because you brought something up and I didn't even think about it. They're going to ask them what they thought about the George Zimmerman case. Do you think everyone had an opinion about that? I mean, do you think prospective jurors will give honest opinions about what they thought about that case in jury selection for the Michael Dunn case?
Well, it depends how badly they want to be on this jury. You know, part of the art of jury selection is really making sure that you have the most candid and asking the right questions and really watching those jurors so that you make sure that you understand how they really feel about those issues. Sometimes the too politically correct answer tells you that they've got other feelings, and you got to probe and you got to push and you got to make sure, because to tell you the truth, anybody in Florida and quite frankly a lot of people in this country have a strong opinion about that Zimmerman case, and it will become, I think, a template for both the prosecutors and the defense attorneys in terms of choosing this jury.
Okay, let me get back and kind of circle back to the first question. During this jury selection process, which begins on Monday, and if you could put a percentage on it, what percent of what the prospective jurors say will be factored into the decision as to whether or not they make this jury, you know, are bounced by either side versus what they look like? And when I say what they look like, the color of their skin.
Well, the truth is that demographics, the actual skin color, is probably the worst predictor of juror attitudes. And so if if you're good on the prosecutors and you're good on the defense side, you're paying close attention, because there are plenty of African Americans out there who think stand your ground laws are good ideas and who believe in gun rights. There's plenty of white people out there who think that the stand your ground laws are a terrible idea and would obviously want to see Michael Dunn convicted. So you really have to listen to what they said. You have to talk to them about what their life experiences have been, what their political outlook is, and then observe really how they feel when you ask them the hard questions. That's where the art is, and that's where you need to pick jurors from.
All right. Are you consulting on this one? Are you going to be on the phone telling anyone who to choose in this one?
No, I'm not on this one.
Okay.
I've done with Florida for a little while, but it should be a very interesting case and a very challenging one for both the prosecutors and the defense lawyers.
All right, Richard, great to see you. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. All right, our dream team is going to come back next to weigh in on this.